Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Express Your Genius message, bringing certainty into times of uncertainty 5-day challenge. I'm really excited to be here with you talking about building, cultivating, and expressing your genius. In the interest of helping the planet right now, we're in a time of such significant change. I'm here to help you in accessing, activating, and igniting your genius to contribute your part in moving the planet forward. I'm excited about this and to provide you with all the tools that you need to move forward. In this next 5 days, we're going to talk about a lot of things. And so you are here likely if you have a desire to tune in to the deeper message that the voice of your soul and genius is rising into, and to listen to that deeper voice of your soul and to listen to that intuitive genius that is actually leading you forward in this time of change. And no matter where you are, you have a desire and a yearning to actually utilize, uproot, and excavate that genius soul-led message in you to express it outwardly into the world in the interest of serving and in the interest of helping others, especially during this time of change, and utilizing this as your platform for growing in your entrepreneurial journey, addressing and answering to the call of your entrepreneurial spirit, because your entrepreneurial spirit has a consciousness of its own and it is speaking to you. And entrepreneurship is actually a vehicle for all of us to speak through and to stream through our genius. And so it's really important to come intimately face to face and come into a relationship with our genius so that we can really harness it to communicate what it is that we know, because every single one of us has a unique, deeply ingrained, blueprinted in your cell's DNA genius that is just yours. It's uniquely yours. And there's something about your genius that is created, that has been created, that needs and wants to move through you and is actually here in service of the planet. And you are here if you are looking for that purposeful genius message that you haven't yet been able to articulate or communicate at the deeper level. And I will say that at this time, we're called to articulate and communicate our genius message at an even deeper level to be able to address some immediate needs, because there is a lot of dissonance happening on our planet right now. And there's something about you, there's something about your genius that is wired and created specifically for this chaos right now in world history. So you're on a new path, you're in transition, you're a brand new entrepreneur, you've been an entrepreneur for several years and you've been kind of scattered in your message and not yet really honed in and clear because you haven't been connected to that deeper genius core purpose and core message. And that's what you're looking for. There's a part of you that knows that the actual answer to your questions around what is my message lives in your genius. I've been working with a lot of entrepreneurs who've been in business for a number of years and who are doing quite well, but there's still this unfulfilled yearning of deeper soul mission that they haven't yet tapped into. So they've grown their business, however, at a more surface level than they care to, and they're ready now to go a layer deeper. It is a calling for us to look within, to turn toward our genius in a way that we've never turned toward it before, and start cultivating a relationship with it so that we can partner with it as a reliable ally that we have that we have accessible to us and that is forever consistently available for us. You are here if you are ready to learn how to magnetize your clients, magnetize the people who are needing to hear you, magnetize those who are ready to hear your message And you're here to clear your energy in order to raise the energetic fields that you emit, and raise your own level of consciousness in order to become more magnetic to create those clients and that following and that audience and that tribe that you want to be building. You also may be here because you have a desire to now, once and for all, really hone in on developing your intuitive abilities and be able to start to learn to call in the intuitive intelligence on demand, because that is possible. It's certainly what I do and dive into with my clients, and I'm going to be talking about that in here as well. If you're just entering into the entrepreneurial world now, this is the best time. If you have been in the entrepreneurial world for a while, this is the best time to recalibrate, recenter, relook at your direction and pivot in the direction that is going to best serve the planet. For various reasons, there will be more online entrepreneurs coming on stream. There is going to be a rising need and desire to find purpose and find meaning in livelihood. This is the best time to be looking at how you want to show up as an entrepreneur in this time in history. Those of us who are creative entrepreneurs, spiritual entrepreneurs, and purpose-driven entrepreneurs are really invested in marrying our livelihood with our purpose, marrying our livelihood with meaning. This is the body of work that I've created over so many years as an intuitive business and mindset mentor. So that's what I'm here to do, and that's what I'm here to impart to you in the next 5 days. I'm here to facilitate your genius expression, and we're going to talk about why your genius expression is so paramount in marrying your livelihood with meaning, because the purpose and the meaning that lives inside you is directly connected to your genius and the expression of it. And the necessity for expression is something we're going to be talking about in the next 5 days as well. So I'm really excited to support you. And I really want to encourage you I'm going to be tuning in here for anywhere between 30 and 60 minutes each day. I would really love to encourage you to send me an email with any questions, with any comments, with anything at all as you move through this series, so that I can answer your questions and we can have conversation about what it is that's on your heart right now. I have not come by this by accident. I've come by this very organically, and I spent 2 decades as a career practitioner working for the government, where I supported people in exploring their life's purpose, exploring their career choices, and exploring deep, meaningful, purposeful careers, and transitioning into careers that were going to offer a higher level of satisfaction for them. I've spent a lot of time mastering that. I've spent a lot of time in the business development space and working with people who wanted to start their own businesses and assessing the viability of their businesses and working with them through the stages of moving in that direction. In 2012, I stepped into the life coaching space and then started a business right after my year-long intensive certification program, and brought in all that I knew from my previous career, quit my career, stepped into full-time entrepreneurship at that time, and grew my coaching practice forward from there, and have evolved into the intuitive business and mindset mentorship as a result of defining what it is that my soul genius is, defining what my soul message is, and identifying that my juju, my come from place, my sweet spot is in working with people who are reinventing and are right brain creative thinkers who have a real deep interest in developing and utilizing intuition and intuitive intelligences that we all have access to in moving forward, and need some help to do that. And marrying the intuitive intelligence mastery with the mental mastery, with the strategic mastery. And that is my sweet spot. That is what I love to do. That is what I do really well in. That is what I've had the honor to support so many clients, thousands of clients over the years, in really coming into this central place in their inner core of who they are, what they're here to do, and how they're here to express the genius that lives inside them and translate it into currency. In the next 5 days, I'm going to do some daily trainings. We're going to give rise to your genius, because it's more crucial right now in this time that we reach people in the noise, the increasing noise of the online space, with addressing their immediate need, the need that is right in front of them right now, where people are only investing in what they need. They're not going to be investing in any fluff or in any, this would be nice to have, but they're going to be investing in what they need. My vision for you is twofold. One is that you come to trust and build a relationship with and cultivate a partnership with your intuitive genius intelligence to a point where it becomes your most reliable asset, your most reliable ally, and that you feel really, really well supported with the higher knowing that actually lives inside of you. You're no longer relying on the answers out there. You're no longer relying on the models and the methods and the scripts and the 1, 2, 3 ways to get rich quick and the elevator speech, things that you need to do to grow your business, and forget about your own intuitive knowing about what you need to do. The steps come as a result of you pulling through your intuitive genius. So intuitive genius is utilized and accessed in order to bring forth and make decisions every day about what's next and what strategies work for you, not for somebody else, so that you're not following somebody else's templates. I'm passionate about this because I spent years trying to follow somebody else's template. And I knew in my soul that I had the answers inside, but I wasn't listening. So I don't come by this by accident. That's my goal for you is I want to save you time trying to figure out how to grow your business, start your business, articulate, communicate your message. I want to save you time and effort and energy from looking out there for the answers and really developing this highly refined ability that you have to trust and lean in to your intuitive intelligence. That is my goal for you. So, what is your genius and how do you activate your genius? So, let's talk about what your genius is. Everyone has an immense genius living inside them and an immense access to the expression of your genius. And part of the reason for humans feeling off, empty, is that they're disconnected from their soul's yearning, from their soul's voice. So your intuition, your intuitive genius is the voice of your soul, that quiet whisper, that quiet voice. It's your essence. It's the essence of who you are that is unchangeable. Even in the context of the changing world, your essence and your intuitive intelligence knows what it is that you want and speaks to you. It's your true nature. It's your juju. A mentor of mine once taught me about my juju. And it was this remembrance and it was this acknowledgement of, okay, I get to be me. I get to do it my way. I get to follow my rules. I get to make my rules. I get to grow and build and activate myself in this world using the vehicle that I have. This is my juju. When I tapped into that, I realized that my intuition is indeed the gateway to creating the life that I want, and now has gone even more deeply toward not only creating the life that I want, but in listening to my intuitive juju and answering to its call and doing this Express Your Genius challenge and expressing my genius, I'm actually aligning myself with my soul purpose in the world. Let's find our way to uncovering the underbelly of your genius, which then connects you with your purpose, which relieves the anxiety. And we're going to talk about why that is and how that happens, because it's really important to understand that when you are connected to your genius and your intuitive intelligence, you are connected to something much greater than yourself, something much larger than yourself. And what you're doing is you're allowing that greater life force energy to actually stream through you. Because remember, I said your genius is available to you at all times. But what happens in our modern world and results in some pretty serious consequences is that we do this. We shut ourselves off from the higher intelligence. Literally, the crown chakra is shut down from being an open channel to receive the higher genius intelligence that is available to all of us. So it's a collective infinite intelligence that is available to all of us, and we get to receive and access the peace that we are meant to access and receive and utilize and harness and express. Guess what we're doing when we're expressing our genius is we are flowing life force energy through us. It's like if you think about breathing, when you are breathing into your chest they're short, shallow breaths, you're not breathing deeply, and so you're pinching off the flow of energy of life force breath, literally from moving all the way down into your diaphragm. And so that's why breath work is so powerful, because it is a close sister, a metaphor, a representation of moving life force energy through you. And when you move life force energy through you, you are literally moving the energy of the intuitive intelligence through your system. And when you're expressing what arises as a result of opening the channel and allowing that life force infinite intelligence to come through, you hear the whispers, you hear messages, you gain the clarity, you gain the insight, you gain the ideas, you gain the aha moments that inform you and inspire you to take your next action and to take your next action and the next action after that. That is my juju, is that I facilitate the emergence of your genius to start flowing, because what that means is that you are starting to flow the life force energy straight through you, and you're letting it flow in and then straight out through the channel of your voice, through the channel of your art, through the channel of your writing. You might be writing a book, you might be a videographer and shooting videos, you might be a coach, you might be a designer, you might be a filmmaker, you might be a speaker, you might be an author, whatever you are bringing forward as your creative entrepreneurial expression is an expression of your true genius. For those of you who can relate, when you are creatively blocked, and it's possible that you're actually here because you feel creatively blocked, the reason you're creatively blocked is you are pinched off from the life force energy of your genius, intuitive, higher intelligence. And so what we're here to do is we're here to unblock that, and we're here to move through that. On day 3 of this challenge, we're going to be talking about unblocking that layer of dense, heavy resistance and fear that is sitting there and preventing you from channeling and bringing through and expressing out your brilliant, brilliant genius that you know you have. And many of us, and I say us because it took me a long time, don't admit it, we don't acknowledge it, we don't form a partnership with our genius intelligence, we don't build a relationship with it, and we stay in fear of it instead, and we stay in resistance of it. And as long as we do that, then we're not flowing the life force energy that will unblock our creativity. So lots coming the next days about unblocking our energy. We're going to talk about forming an intimate relationship with your genius, and voicing your soul's genius so that you can move forward in this uncertain time and you can start to create certainty. There has always been a common thread in this culture of uncertainty, of not knowing. And what we've done as a human species is try to hold on. And holding is contractive and doesn't allow for the flow of life force. And expanding and opening to allowing the energy to move through is actually what then creates certainty. Because when you do that, you're tapping into so many more resources that are available for you that comes through here, but then manifests in your external world with regards to maybe somebody reaches out to you, maybe you've magnetized someone that, heard your message or that read your post or that heard your live stream or that saw your art or that read your book or that heard you speak or whatever the case may be. And you are so well resourced in those moments of activating your genius that there is certainty that gets built in to tapping into those inner resources. We're really talking about being an open vessel to the higher intelligence, and there is going to be there's more in here around the field of energetics. There's more in here around magnetism. We are shifting into a place of inner leadership. So when we talk about inner leadership, we are really being called in this time to rise into our own personal and empowered leadership, which means that it is our responsibility to lead with what we know, to lead with our genius message, to lead in our own uniquely coded way, help other people, whether it's our kids, whether it's our families, whether it's people in our community, whether it's our clients, whether it's our audience, whether it's our viewers. It doesn't matter, but we are being held to a heightened level of personal responsibility to take hold of our inner leadership. And that's why we are building a collective of people who are leading for everyone who is both interested in developing and cultivating personal leadership and developing and growing their entrepreneurial spirit at whatever degree that is. It's not just for already established leaders, and it's not just for brand new entrepreneurs. It's for everyone who has that deep, heartfelt desire to cultivate that relationship with your genius expression. And by taking responsibility to express that genius, you are stepping into your own personal leadership. I would be willing to bet for most of you that there are people in your life who are looking up to you to help them in some way. And that could be delivering groceries. I don't know. But in some way you are leading. That is all part and parcel of expressing your genius, because how you're leading and how you're helping and how you're serving is really an expression of what's in here. And this is a call out to all of us, all of humanity, to step up and be who you are unapologetically. Stop following the herd, stop following the crowd, stop following all the noise on, and give yourself permission to truly be the genius self that you are. And don't get caught up in the word genius, meaning that it's for the high level intellects, because it's not. There are so many variations of genius. Some are intellects, some are intuitives, some are abstract thinkers, some are musicians, some are creators of art, some are writers. There are thousands of geniuses, and if we all come together collectively while expressing in our own ways, guess what's happening is there's this collective support system that we're creating as a leadership collective. So I want to invite you, if you are not in the group, to join the group. There's a whole bunch of free training in there, and one of the free training series, I did a 3-day masterclass on magnetizing you. So there's a real rich body of available training for you that you can tap into to really understand magnetism, to really understand energy, energetics, and how our thoughts and emotions and our internal inner landscape translates to the quality of magnetism that you have, and therefore the magnetic field that you create around you. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about cultivating a relationship with your genius and building something intimate, building a partnership with your genius, how to do that. And we're also going to be talking about intuition, intuitive hits, and ways that intuition actually arrives, how it shows up, how you notice it, what it looks like, what it feels like, what it sounds like, what it smells like, tastes like, looks like. An Intuition on Demand 5-step playbook I'm going to be releasing very soon. So if you're on my list, stay tuned for that. We're going to be connecting with your higher intuitive genius and what it's like to cultivate a relationship with that tomorrow. So I would love to know what your biggest takeaway is from today. I'm really excited for day 2. Thanks for joining day 1, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.